reading from Romans. The word is near you, your lips and in your heart. That is the word of faith that we proclaim. Because you confess with your lips that Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For one believes with the heart and is so justified, and one confesses with the mouth is so saved. The scripture says, no one who believes in him will be, will be put to shame. For there is no distinction between Jew and Greek. The same Lord is Lord for all, and is generous to all who call on him. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
A reading from the life of Jesus from the Gospel of Luke.
Glory to you, Lord Christ.
After his baptism, Jesus, full of the Holy Spirit, returned from the Jordan and was led by the Spirit in the wilderness, where for 40 days he was tempted by the devil. He ate nothing at all during those days, and when they were over, he was famished. The devil said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command this stone to become a loaf of bread." Jesus answered him, "It is written, one does not live by bread alone." Then the devil led him up and showed him in an instant all the kingdoms of the world. And the devil said to him, "To you I will give their glory and all their authority, for it has been given over to me, and I give it to anyone I please. If you then will worship me, it will be all yours." Jesus answered him, "It is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him." Then the devil took him to Jerusalem and placed him on the pinnacle of the temple, saying to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. For it is written, he will command his angels concerning you to protect you. And on their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not dash your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is said, do not put the Lord your God to the test." When the devil had finished every test, he departed from him until an opportune time. The Gospel of our Savior.
So we move into the season of Lent, and as we enter, we come across these passages that we, every year, although we change which gospel we read, we hear this story. Some variation of this story of Jesus going out into the wilderness and being tempted or tested, finding himself struggling with the devil, right? Or what we sort of understand as the personification of evil in his midst. And so I want to talk a little bit about the significance of this passage and how we shouldn't fall into the temptation to focus on our own temptations and looking at the story. Okay, does that make sense? And the kinds of things that we customarily do or are told that we should do, or the practices I think that we have taken on over many years, like the acts of giving up chocolate or coffee or tea or anything like that, or saying bad words, etc., right? Get your little cuss jar going. No. This story has deep, deep significance for our life of faith as we kick off this season of Lent and we sort of walk with Jesus to the cross, right? We have to sort of look at the whole story. What is going to happen during this season? Is Jesus is going to be condemned. He's going to be tortured. He's going to be crucified for the crime of loving, right? Of being an extremist for love, as Dr. King has said. And the world didn't understand it, right? And especially the state, right? The powers that be didn't understand it or feared it so much that they had to do away with him. And so we have to examine our call and walk in the wilderness in light of that. And kind of step away from those little things that we all do, right? That we think that, well, if I only just gave this up for this season, I might be a better person, right? Really? So we're going to have to do a little bit more than that. We're going to have to go a little bit deeper than that. Hoy en día, cuando empezamos esta temporada de Cuaresma, siempre, cada año repasamos este texto de Jesucristo en el desierto. Y el evangelio que leemos cambia. A veces estamos en Mateo o en Marcos, ahora estamos en Lucas, pero el mensaje sigue siendo igual. Y se trata de Jesucristo luchando contra las fuerzas de maldad, aquí manifestado como el diablo, pero enfrentándose a esa dificultad y buscándose con Dios. Y cómo es que va a caminar y saber de su llamado muy claramente saliendo de esta experiencia. Pero siempre cuando empezamos esta temporada tenemos esa tentación de pensar en nuestras propias tentaciones. Y que, para esta Cuaresma, solamente si dejara de tomar tanto café, yo sería una persona mejor. Pero realmente no se trata de eso. No se trata de dejar de hacer una cosa como no comer chocolate o tomar café, etc. Este mensaje de Dios es más profundo. Se trata de la vida de Jesucristo. Se trata del hecho de que Él dio tanto, amó tanto que lo mataron, ¿verdad? Ya sabemos que así termina la historia. Así que hay que pensar un poquito más profundo sobre lo que hacemos durante la Cuaresma. God is throwing me into or carrying me into, but is committed to walk with me as that takes place, right? Is committed to walk with me and give me the guide as this takes place, so that I might have the courage to seek the spiritual food and not take the easy way out to turn that stone into bread, right? But to seek the deeper spiritual food that God might want me to have, because in the long run, it's going to lead me on the path that I'm called to. Esta dificultad Dios nos trae en medio de su lucha. Y la pregunta es, ¿cómo podemos, si no podemos rechazar todo, cómo podemos tener el coraje y la sabiduría de cuando tenemos esa tentación de tomar el curso más fácil, ¿verdad? El camino más fácil de convertir la piedra a pan, pero en lugar de decir, yo voy a conseguir el pan espiritual que me da Dios, porque yo sé que a largo plazo ese es el camino que Dios me va a dar, y es el camino que me va a abrir mi corazón a Dios. So then the last one, Jesus again responds after he is invited to throw himself down and to see that the angels will take care of him. And so again, the devil is egging him on to trust in his guidance as opposed to the guidance and trusting in God. And Jesus says, do not put the Lord God to your test. And again, reclaiming his identity and his centeredness in God, and not in seeking the devil's approval, right? Y finalmente, en la tercera tentación, el diablo le dice a Jesucristo que se tire de ahí, de arriba de las piedras, porque la Escritura dice que Dios mandará a sus ángeles para que lo cuiden. Pero también es la tentación que le da el diablo para hacerle caso a él. Y luego Jesucristo le dice que no pongas prueba al Señor tu Dios, diciendo que su confianza está en Dios y no en conseguir la aprobación del diablo. And how often do we seek or feel like we need to seek the approval of others? How often do we feel like we have to meet the expectations of other people, of what people think about us, right? People think that they know us or they have us figured out. But really, God is the one that has us figured out. Sometimes we don't have ourselves figured out. And part of being in the wilderness, or being invited into the wilderness to walk with God, is to do just that. To reclaim our identity, knowing that God is embedded in who we are and seeks us to become fully ourselves before God.
I think that is too low. You help me out here. That's what, let's go again. Feel it. As the sermon is going on, God speak to me. Let's walk into the wilderness and watch and pray with God. Give it again to me. You started for that. I think I'm a little bit too low. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.